Hello everyone, and today we're going to be talking about yet another mod for Total War Rome Remastered, and this one is called Rome Expanded. Now, I talked about the Rome Retrofit mod quite a while back, maybe a couple months ago, I can't remember. And this mod is kind of in that vein, except it's more. It adds 37 new campaign AIs, it adds different battle AIs. It adds several new factions, emergent factions, historical events. Essentially, it tries to do perhaps what... It's sort of like a Total Conquest type mod, but on the vanilla map. So if you don't like the huge map and you like the vanilla style map, which I don't blame you for. I like the vanilla map as well. Even though I like the big maps too. I like them both. This mod is the one for you. And as you can see, there are a ton of new factions added. It utilizes the Rome 2 faction symbols primarily. And I think they actually look good here. I think they look better here than in Rome 2, actually. Their colors pop a bit more here. But as you can see, there are a lot of factions you don't see elsewhere. So you've got Atropatene, for example. And, even they have a little mini-map here, and they have a little description, right? So actually, that's quite nice to see because, a lot of mods have added a bunch of new factions, like Chivalry, and they don't have descriptions, even though actually Chivalry has descriptions for everything, just not for the beta, high, and late era campaigns just yet. But as you can see, there's the RDI, a lot of factions you might recognize from Rome 2 and from history in general. What else is here that's interesting? Yeah, a lot of Iberian tribes, Gaelic tribes, Germanic tribes. Galatia is here, which is always fun. Another thing this mod adds is a lot of religions. I think up to 17 religions, if I'm not mistaken, please. Yeah, and it's just really nice to see a mod taking advantage of a lot of things that, Feral has added in, like the moddable battle and campaign AIs that have been unlocked from vanilla. So let's get into the campaign as one of these factions and take a look at the campaign map. Alright, so here we are on the campaign map as Galatia, and there are a couple of things here I want to point out that I didn't mention in my little intro there. So actually, in Italia, you can see that there still are 3 Roman families, so this is not a unified Rome like a lot of other mods, but it's a little bit different. So you've got Fabian Rome here in Ariminum, and in Narnia, you've also got Valerian Rome in Venusia and Tarentum in the south, and then in down here in the south, you've got Claudian Rome in Croton. So that's pretty interesting. I actually like... I don't know, I can't exactly point my finger as to why, but I like this. I like the way this is divided here. Yeah, I don't know. And then the Senate, of course, has a ton of troops just there, so you can't even think about, betraying them immediately, right? But that's interesting. I actually like this. From a gameplay perspective, I always feel like, because I always play as non-Roman factions, I'm in favor of anything that buffs Rome, because I'd like to see... I'd really like to have a playthrough where Rome is like the last big boss, right? Because there are so many campaigns, so many mods where Rome just kind of languishes and dies. But it's good to see them a little bit stronger here. Of course, you have a lot of other factions here, like the Etruscan League. Carthage is quite powerful in this mod, a little bit scattered, but quite powerful, it seems. You have a ton of factions all across the map. There are only a few rebel settlements. So much so that, I almost wish I almost wish some of these mods didn't have to add, didn't feel the need to add every single, barbarian tribe, every single city-state as a faction, because, it just doesn't quite work with the original Rome Total War gameplay. And it actually pushes the engine, I think, a little too hard. I know a couple people have had save corruption issues with this mod, and I think it might have something to do with something pushing the engine a little bit beyond, though it might just be bugs in the mod as well. I feel like there are too many settlements right here. It might be a little bit much right here. But, other than that, I think the mod looks really cool. And let me do my quick check here. So you've got Urartu region with Tushpa as the capital, like really far away from Lake Van. That is strange. I've never seen that. And then you have Erebuni as the capital of the Kingdom of Armenia. So that is, I've never seen that either. That is interesting. Again, make that Armavir, and I don't know what this is. Move this back over there, or don't have it. But other than that, there's Uruk in Mesopotamia, in Sumer. So that is nice to see, indeed. Other than that, I suppose there's not much else that I have to show. We've seen a lot of mods that do this sort of thing. So let's actually play a turn and check out the units and buildings here. So as you can see here, let me quickly check out the buildings. So buildings are pretty vanilla, right? So roads take 1 turn, cost about 400. So all that's land clearance is about 600. So all that stuff is pretty vanilla. The units for Galatia, they're pretty vanilla, so there's not much to see there. Again, I feel like this mod is geared more towards the campaign map gameplay, rather than the battles. And actually, if you check the battle stats, they appear to be pretty similar to vanilla. I would say defense is buffed a bit, so battles should be slower paced than in vanilla. So actually, this is pretty nice because, in vanilla, when you look at a place like Asia Minor, in vanilla, sorry, I screwed up the toggle of Fall of War. So if you look at a place like Asia Minor, in vanilla, you just have, a Ptolemaic province. You've got the Seleucids. You've got Pontus and Armenia. So it's very mostly Greek-style troops, some Eastern troops, and then the random pharaonic Egyptian troops, and then that's it, right? But in this mod, it really shows the diversity of the regional better. And this is a good example of, the strength of such a mod like this. Even if it doesn't do too much to change the vanilla formula in terms of the unit rosters and things like that. So you've got Bithynia, which is a sort of Eastern-style kingdom, again in the vein of Pontus, right? A sort of Hellenistic but Eastern-style kingdom. You've got the Seleucid Empire with its proper borders, so it actually is a kind of monster here, right? You've got Pergamum, which is a local Diadochi sort of successor kingdom, right? You've got the Ptolemaic Empire, which is another Diadochi kingdom. And then you have Cappadocia, again, an Eastern-style kingdom, more Eastern than probably Pontus and Bithynia, right? So a very, very Eastern Achaemenid successor state-style kingdom. You have Pontus, of course. You've got the Greek city-states up here. So you have Greek city-state style units at Sinope and Trabizond. And then you have the Kingdom of Galatia smack dab in the middle, which is, of course, a Galatian sort of a Gaelic tribes style faction right in the middle of Asia Minor. And that just makes the campaign gameplay very cool. Like if you play as Galatia, you are going to fight against some very diverse armies very quickly. Like fighting the Pergamene army is going to feel very different from fighting the Cappadocian army, which is going to be different from fighting the Pontic and Greek city-state style armies in the north, right? And then you have, of course, the big empires to your south. So that's actually quite cool indeed. And, you know, again, that's the strength of a mod like this. So if you'd like to see me do a playthrough of this mod, please let me know in the comments. I think that'll be pretty much it for this video today. The battle mechanics seem to be quite vanilla, so I'm not going to talk about those too much. Yeah, if you enjoy videos about the historical Total Wars and their mods, consider liking this video, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one later.